Parent is mad about a public Minecraft account. Background: it's me and some kid chilling at the library a few years back. The library has a public account and you need to sign up for it with your name and age and that stuff. EP is parent, EK is bratty kid, Lib is librarian, MF is my friend, and me, well, it's me. So me and friend are playing Bed Wars together. We are about to win when the EK comes and starts complaining to MF. I was 11 and he was like 9 or 10. The little girl was around 6 or 7 at the time. Hey, that's my account? No, it's the library account. Please shut up, we're trying to win. If you don't let me play, I will get my mom. Okay. Of course, the little girl brings her mom. This is when it gets spicy. Excuse me, I think that's my daughter's account. Please shut up, when I'm done with this game I will talk. Excuse me, did you tell me to shut up? MF ignores her. EP gets angry. My daughter was using this account before you. Okay, so it's not hers, it's the library's. But she was using it. Now get off the computer before I get the lib. This computer was logged off when I got here. She can't have possibly used this. He's right, it was shut off. How could she have been using this? Oh, be quiet. She's near at me. At this point, the EK walks closer and tries to take control of MF's keyboard/mouse. MF punches her shoulder. Did you just punch my daughter? Shut up, I'm trying to play. Please stop talking to us. Who cares about a stupid account? Now leave us alone. Lib walks in. What's the issue? This boy, she's referring to MF, punched my daughter and stole her account. Actually, this is the library's account we got here and the computer was shut off. Did you punch her, Napoleon? Yes, but she deserved it. You can punch a 6-year-old like that. Please leave, Napoleon. Fuck it. MF leaves the room. The EK completely fucked the game for me and I lost. I left after this. Even though he did punch her, the stupid EP was an asshole to us. Okay, so we know entitled parents, like, they can get on your nerves and everything, but I just think Napoleon, well, the friend, shouldn't have punched the girl. Like, I don't know, that was a bit too much for me. Also, do the libraries in the US like have computers and all that? Because here in Mexico, like, I don't think there is even a library in my city, or maybe it is, I don't know. Her sweet EC deserves it. Alright, so this took place around the time I was 6 or 7, so some things might be paraphrased. And during an after-school program called Latchkey, where kids waited to get picked up. One day, a few of us were sitting around playing Mario Kart on our DS's, when EC comes over and watches for a few minutes when he eventually says, "Hey, let me play." My friend, let's call him John, replies, "Not right now, we're in the middle of a race." EC then gets mad and yells, "I wanna play now!" A bit of a background, here this kid was a Wangstein all the time. He was put in timeout almost every day. He then reached for John's DS, but he just tilted to the side and balled up. The EC then screeches, alerting his mom, who arrived a few minutes ago and was talking to the adult in charge, probably about EC being a little shitty. Enter EP. "What's going on?" she yelled at our small little group as she stomped over, sounding like an elephant. "They won't let me play with them," he said, putting on an act, making him sing like a victim. "Let him play." "Nope." "Just let him, he should have been playing from the start." "No, they are ours," and John told him we were in the middle of a game and he's a jerk anyways, so why should we? After hearing that, she was absolutely livid. "Don't say that about my sweet EC, and let him play, you little shit." She almost slapped me upside the head, but she stopped herself last second. Everyone, and I mean everyone, turned their heads to her at the moment the kids doing that "oh" thing. I jumped back in shock. The group just dropped with their DS's. "We are about to leave, let him play around." One of the other kids in the group spoke up. "Let's call him Tommy." No, I don't think so. Let's call him Napoleon, that sounds better. Napoleon. "No, he could mess up our points, we are playing to win." Whatever candy bar it was sitting in the middle of us. EP quickly grabs onto Napoleon's DS and hands it to EC. "There you go, sweetie, you deserve it more than this little snot-nosed runt." The adult that was in charge is now finally over here after escaping the shock. "I'm gonna have to ask you and your child to get out. We will not be accepting you back into Latchkey. What gives you the right to tell us what to do? I'm the leader of this program. She then set a hand on the EP and said in a very pan-shitty tone, "Out." She then grabbed the DS out of the EC's hand and handed it back to Tommy. EP scoffed and left with EC, but not after stealing the candy bar and giving everyone the bird. The leader apologized to us for what happened and bought us a new snack from the vending machine a few houses down. It was a big cinnamon roll that we will gush all over when we pass the machines. Their last race got real. Honestly, if the kid wasn't an ass all the time, we would have let him play, but you know, he was an ass. Also, what's with EP and taking electronics and saying the person doesn't deserve it? It's like that in particular really gets them off. Yeah, I don't get it either. Like, why do entitled parents, like, sometimes they get angry when a kid, or even if it's not a kid, even if like it's a teenager or I don't know, like whomever is playing with a Nintendo Switch. I don't know why it's so, well, probably because the Nintendo Switch is portable, right? And they get pissed because the other person doesn't want their kids, a total stranger in a lot of cases, playing with their Nintendo Switch, which, I mean, it's kind of fragile. Like, if you don't take care of it, it can be broken. So yeah, I think entitled parents, like, you need to chill. It's just a pen. I only found out about this sub a bit ago, and this is a story from when I was younger. A bit of a backstory: I was working temp for the summer at Staples. They often hire temps at this time because of the school season starting in September, so you have all the back to school sales going on. My store had a pretty extensive office supplies section for pens in particular. These are designer pens and very expensive, which boggled my mind at the time, but hey, do what you want with your money. Anytime someone wants a pen, it's a big deal because the manager has to open a vault under the display, assemble the pen, test it, then escort it to the front. As a result, it usually draws a bit of attention since people aren't allowed to come near the safe during this process, and it's one of the very first aisles you see when entering into Staples. After you choose a pen, you're given a special slip and the pen is held in the back until you're ready to check out. This might seem excessive, but these pens will probably not be too hard to steal and are very expensive. Around the time of the sales coming to full swing, I was working register when a woman came up with her son. I will call her EM, the child EC. OM is an old man in the story and AM is the assistant manager. Me is, well, me. EM cuts the line with her basket, which had a fair amount of product. Her son in tow, no older than 7. Excuse me? Sorry ma'am, you need to wait in line. I just have a question, can you just answer so I can leave? Normally I wouldn't care, but the line was pretty big and one of my associates was literally right behind her stuck in a shelf. Regardless, I answered her question to get the line moving. What's the problem, ma'am? I want one of those pens, points to the designer display. But the case is locked? For reference, the case has a pretty big sign stating it's a luxury pen, a stand and the prices. Some several $100s are prominently on display. I told the woman she would need my manager to open the case, so I called him over and continued to ring people out. Other than her interrupting me, I figured it was whatever and continued working. My manager wasn't in, so my assistant manager had permission to open the display. Cue the whole process off in the distance. The EC seems to be having a field day with it and seems to be the one picking out the pen. The EM was in business attire, so I figured she was just letting the kids pick out the pen for her. About 20 minutes pass and the lady and her kid is back online. Her shopping list is the average: notebooks, a backpack, markers, etc. Stuff for her son. After ringing that all out, she presents the slip, so I flag down my AM to bring up the pen. She presents some coupons, so I ring them all up by the time my AM shows up. Alright ma'am, that will be $267. I don't remember the exact price, but it was around that range. Her jaw drops. Immediately her voice shifts to a rude and condescending tone. Excuse me, did you ring something out wrong? How is that possible? I show her the pen in the receipt, which was around $130 pre-tax. Mommy, I want to hold my special pen. To her kid, hold on sweetie. To me, can he have the pen? Something must be wrong here. There is no way a pen is that much. She reaches over the counter to grab the box the pen is in, which I move away from her. Sorry ma'am, this is a luxury pen, I can't let you have it until the transaction is complete. Her face turns bright red. She begins to screech about how I must have made a mistake and I'm being rude for not letting her kid get the pen. I place the pen behind my counter while I try in vain to explain that she's asking for a very expensive product, but she's not having it. By now the line has run up and the man behind her has lost his patience. Just buy the pen or put it back, lady, you are holding us all up. Absolutely not, I'm not letting the little con artist scam me. I want to speak to a manager. This is absolutely unacceptable, how dare you? No one cares, lady, just get on with it. The way the man spoke made a few people behind him snicker, and I wanted to, but keep a straight face since I don't want to invite more issues from this woman. That doesn't mean anything, apparently. Excuse me, did you just laugh at me? Get me your manager right now. I tried to explain that I hadn't, but the woman was screaming at this point, so I flagged down my AM. My AM spoke to the woman a few minutes off to the side before calling me over. She told my AM I was rude and ringing out her products incorrectly, then laughed at her when she was frustrated. I told my AM this wasn't true, but it's my word versus a customer. He asked to see the bill. The group of us walking by to the register, which still had the unfinished transaction, rang up. He voided my entry and relocked it, the total ending up as the same. For reference, the pen's barcode for the scanner was on the slip, not the pen's box, which was a fancy little case. Ma'am, the total is accurate. I demand a discount then for how I have been treated. This is unacceptable, let alone proper. You are lucky I didn't demand this gun fired. It's just a pen. How could a pen be that expensive? What kind of a scam show are you running here? I have never been called a goon before, so beyond the initial shock of that, my AM is attempting to calm the woman down. I'm silent at this point since my AM wasn't listening to me anyway, and he tries to explain that it's a luxury pen like I had prior to Little Success. Most of the line has moved to different registers and I don't see the OM anymore. Let me see this pen, if it's so special I want to see why. My AM asked me to get the pen, which wasn't there anymore. At this point, I'm about to panic when the OM returns, is in his grip and a mess of ink all over his hands. What kind of a mother are you? Your kid tried to make off with that pen. Get off my child right now. The OM lets the EC go after taking what's left of the pen from him. The box was covered in ink and the pen cracked down the middle. Apparently, when I was pulled to the side, the kid grabbed the box and ran off with it. The OM tried to stop him, but in a tantrum he snapped the pen in half. He also explained to my AM that I had been telling the truth, that I had never laughed and that the EM had been inciting the conflict. If you don't want me to call the police for assault, you better get us a free replacement pen and give us a discount on our other products. Something like free. You are fucking crazy, lady. Your son just broke a $130 pen. Not only that, but you just lied to me about this whole thing. You are going to pay full price for the pen and the other products because now we need to have the carpet clean off all the ink. That's it, I'm leaving. No, you are not. Mommy, I want my pen. The old man blocked the entitled mom, since it was a small ale, while my assistant manager locked the door to the store and was about to call the cops. Unwillingly to let this go any further, the woman paid for the pen and product, no replacement, and was told to leave. Finally done with her, I went to ring out the OM, who only bought a few folders and a ream of printer paper. What a crazy fucking bitch. Are you thirsty, kid? Here. He bought a lemonade from the checkout fridge attached to the ale and gave it to me. I got him some wipes to clean his hands off the ink and he wished me good luck. My AM apologized to me, but I wasn't really in the mood and my shift was nearly done and I hadn't taken my break. He let me take my break while on the clock until I was able to leave, which was only about 30 minutes. I went home and just let that be it. I only saw the old man once after that a few weeks later, never the EM. He bought a pack of pens and some notebooks. He cracked a joke about the pen situation and left. I was offered a full position, but with school starting back up and that incident with how my AM acted, I didn't want to stay on and turned it down. I mean, in the entitled mother's defense, that pen was super expensive. Almost $300 for a fancy pen. But I mean, if the product exists, I guess there is people buying it, right?